joking. No, we're being dead serious, 100%.
I swear on my life, I'm not joking. This is going to be yours. I've just made the biggest purchase of my life.
This isn't just an old barn in Italy. It's a surprise. Maddie, from the Professional Idiots, has secretly bought it for her dad, with the dream to turn it into the perfect holiday home. Somewhere where he can escape with friends, on golfing trips, and somewhere eventually where the grandchildren can enjoy for years to come. But there's just one problem. Currently, it barely resembles a house. And before the Professional Idiots reveal what they're planning, I wanted to see what I would build.
Now what?
Hi, I'm Jack. I've renovated multiple homes of my own just to get on the property ladder. And I know that a good renovation isn't about spending the most money, it's about making the smartest decisions. This channel is where I'm going to share an insight into my process and redesign projects as I would, on a budget, free tools, easy to do stuff, all the things that you can get your hands dirty with. This barn is a great project. Let's get into it. This isn't an easy building, and they know it. It's small, it's very derelict, the rooms are a little awkward, and there's no obvious place for a bathroom. But much like Maddie's dad, genuinely, I really like it. But as a first for me, I don't have a floor plan, even though I did ask. I had to do a bit of detective work to get the dimensions, and this is what I came up with. I think the second room, the one that they allude to being a bedroom, is around 3 meters by 5 meters, and I think the bigger room is about 5 meters by 5 meters. Another consideration is the ceiling height. As you can see here, I've done an elevation of the shape of the building. At peak, I think it's about 3 meters, which is great, feels really voluminous. But I think a real consideration with this build is going to be this low point, which I think could be as low as 1.6 meters. So I've put these dimensions into my favorite free 3D modeling software, which is SketchUp. And this is what we've got. So you can see the two main rooms here and the large external door, the small external door. And this is what I would propose. I'm making the assumption that they won't want to extend, but I think the use of this smaller door as the main door and some additional walls brought into the second room, aka the bedroom, could make a separate bathroom as well as a perfectly manageable double bedroom. So overall, this is the scheme that I would propose. So come in through the smaller door with the bathroom on the right, the bedroom straight ahead with some built-in wardrobes, and then on the left, there'll be this large, open plan living room kitchen space. First up, we've got the bathroom. This space can accommodate a short throw toilet, a small sink, and a nice big walk-in shower. Despite having no window and a compromised ceiling height, there's still space here to make a great functioning bathroom. Moving into the remainder of the original space, which is the bedroom, there's plenty of room for a standard double bed and some built-in wardrobes in this ball shape that I've created here. There's also some nice original features which I propose they preserve. One is what looks like a door that's been bricked up in the past, which I've visualized here as having built-in shelves. There's also a cute little shape in the wall that looks like a little house, which I think they should keep as a shelf. And there's also this funny odd-sized door in the right-hand side of the room. This would make an amazing window if it's just replaced by a piece of glass. Now on to l'evento principale, or the main event, which I probably massacred the pronunciation of, the living room kitchen space. As you can see, there's plenty of space for a kitchen along this back wall. Here I've modeled in a full-size sink, a working height oven and microwave, a full-size fridge freezer. I think this can be a really functional kitchen space, uncompromised by the size of the building. And then onto the living room area of the space, you can see I've modeled this fairly spartanly. I think there's multiple conflicting needs for this space, including potentially sleeping more people, as Maddie's dad is so keen to host either his family or his friends for golfing and skiing holidays.
The boys can come here and have golfing holidays with me and we just sleep everybody.
I think the log burner is essential. The window is well placed. And I think this can be a big multifunctional room. The Professional Idiots are fantastic at making use of small spaces. I'm excited to see what they'll do here. You'll even gain a bit of extra space here in this scheme by using a sliding door into the room instead of a pivoting door. I think the real hero piece of this room is currently the barn door, but what should be some sort of statement window and door piece. We've seen the views that this window has. I think it should be the focal point of the room and is a real opportunity to blend the traditional origins of the building with Maddie's dad's desire for something more modern. I haven't really spent any time modeling the outside of this build. I know they have plenty of ideas here, including a snooker table and a jacuzzi, But the main thing I wanted to do was keep dining outside. I think by bringing dining into the kitchen living room space, it compromises the feel of this beautiful space too much. Also, by having dining outside, they get to take advantage both of the weather and of the views that Italy has to offer. So there we have it. Whether that ends up looking anything like what the professional idiots end up doing, I have no idea. They might solve their problems in a completely different way, but I wanted to have a go. If I had that barn, that's exactly what I would do. When they reveal their actual plans, or if they do share a floor plan, I'll come back and revisit this and have another go. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, please like and subscribe. Until next time.